What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jay's Trucking TV channel. Today's video is gonna be pretty simple, but with a lot of understanding. The reason why I choose to make this video is because I remember when I first started doing trucking, I knew I was doing trucking, but I didn't understand the dangers of the truck that I was driving at the moment. So I kind of had to learn this through experience. So like I said, it's just going to be so that you can understand the dangers of the vehicle that you're operating or you're behind the wheel of a 18-wheeler. First things first, you guys need to know that these trucks are not as small as your personal vehicles. These trucks could be about 20 times heavier than your vehicle. It could be about 8 to 10 times longer than your vehicle, and about 3 to 4 times the height of your personal usage of vehicle. Those are the first things that you need to know. So when it comes to driving a commercial vehicle, yeah, you guys are driving something super humongous and super dangerous. When you're driving a vehicle, when you're transporting a trailer, any freight, you need to know the following as well. This is gonna help you out understanding what you're getting into. First thing that you need to know is how much weight your vehicle is. How much it weighs. Then you need to know how much weight you're putting into it. Another thing is that when you guys are getting loaded, it doesn't hurt to be there and see how they're loading your truck. Because if the shipper decides to put the heaviest thing to one side, then when you're taking off, now you're gonna have all the way to one side, taking curves, going to weigh stations, going up hills, down hills. That is going to determine how bad your day is gonna be. So like I said, it really doesn't hurt to be there and see how they're loading your truck. And one thing that it's always gonna help you out as well is your BOL, bill of ladings. That's gonna help you out a lot. If you're at a shipper picking up any hazmat, make sure that you guys have what's called the MSDS. That's a material safety data sheet, and that's gonna tell you anything from the class of the hazmat. It's gonna tell you exactly what kind of hazmat. It's gonna have all the information, the dangers of it, and everything. Now, make sure that you guys have 4 copies of this. One of the copies, it's gonna go on the emergency response guidebook, which that always should be by the door with a copy of the MSDS. If you get pulled over, any accidents, emergency spills or anything like that, or you get pulled over by DOT, state trooper, for an inspection, you need to be able once you open the driver's side door, that's the first thing you gotta head to do. Because that's gonna tell them that you know what you're doing. It's gonna tell them that you're ready in case of an emergency. So that's always gonna look good on your side. So one of them is for the emergency response guidebook. The other one, it's going to be for the shipper. One for your dispatcher, and then the other one, keep it for your records. That's what I do when I hold hazmat. This emergency response guidebook, it should be provided by your dispatcher or by the company. So you always need to have one in your vehicle up to date. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this ones they get updated about every 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, which I believe I'm right. So like I said, taking these steps, it's always gonna help you with your load. It's gonna help you with your day. Another thing, guys, if you're not sure about something, please never second guess yourself. If you're not sure of what's going on, if you're having any doubts or anything's going on with the load, just pull over. If you're not sure about a route, especially when it comes to hazmat, because every time you're hauling hazmat, you need to know the route that you're taking, because hazmat is not permitted on all routes. Anything else could be permitted on truck routes except for hazmat. If you're going through a local city road, you need to know if that city allows for you to transport hazmat. So always make a plan before you start moving. That way you know which way you have to go, what routes to take, and what to expect. So always keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that when you guys are exiting the highways, whether you have hazmat or not, listen, if you're gonna exit a highway, slowly. You get paid to deliver a load. You don't get paid to wreck a truck. You don't get paid to put your life or the life of all those around you in danger. So always take it easy on any exits. Once you come to the exit and you like more on the local highways, always look at the bridge signs, because a lot of GPS tell you go through there, and when you try, you're gonna end up knowing that it wasn't safe for you once you get the truck stuck on the bridge. And believe me, you don't want to do that. That's federal. That's something you don't want to mess with. So always be sure before you go. And if you're not sure, if you're hesitating, like I said, pull over and never second guess. If you come to a situation, because it happened to me once already, I came to a situation along where I was following my dispatcher's route, I was following my GPS, which they were identical alike, and from a 13.6 truck that I was driving, I ended up facing a 12.4 bridge down in Connecticut, and I had to stop. I couldn't turn around because it was a busy area, so I put my hazards on. I had to call the local police department, and they were there to help me out. Remember, they're there to serve and protect. They're not there to give you no tickets. They're not there to inspect or nothing. That's their job. Once they come to you, listen, I'm not from this area. This is the route that I was told to take, and I don't think I can make it through here. Don't even try it. If you think that you're not gonna make it, don't go for it. Like I said, second guessing yourself, it's what's gonna get you guys in a lot of trouble. I've seen it plenty of times. Has it happened to me second guessing? Yes, it has. And if there's one thing that I could tell you is that I've learned from my mistake, because I didn't have somebody next to me to tell me, look, this is what you need to do, or this is what you can't do. So a lot of this that I'm saying on my videos, it's because I actually went through it. So I learned from my own mistakes. I wouldn't want you guys to go through the same, which is why I decided to make this video. When you guys, another thing to avoid four-wheeler drivers, best thing to do is, I mean, if you're driving a rush hour, there's no possible way that you can avoid them unless you pull over and you wait for that to be over. But I know a lot of you guys run on e-logs, and soon, whoever doesn't run on e-logs by December of this year, 2017, e-logs are going to be effective on all trucks that travel over 100 miles radius. So there's no line on that, which I'm not going to say I lie on my loose leaf. I never lie. I'm always saying the truth. Yes, I'm always saying the truth. But yeah, like I said, just try to avoid as much as traffic as possible. If it comes to you dropping an extra 5-10 miles per hour just so you can get away from everybody, just please do it, because one thing you need to understand is that people will do anything to get money, and people will actually cut you off just for no reason, slam on the brakes just so that you can rear-end them. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you say, it's all gonna fall on you. Unless you have a dash cam, which I suggest I have one myself, then have that in your trucks, and whenever something happens, then you got your proof. Now, if you're at fault and you know you're at fault, let's just make pretend that camera doesn't even exist. But if you know you're right, that camera, it's the only thing that's gonna get you out of trouble. As I said on my previous video, pre-planning a trip, if you don't know where you're going, pull up a map. Go to the satellite. Go to the satellite option. It's going to show you everything land-wise. Go to Google Earth. It's going to show you somewhat of a 3D of what the area looks like. And another very good app, it's called Google Street View. That one actually works if you don't know the height of your bridges. as you're driving down the road, you can actually use that one. And believe me, it helps out a lot. It's more detailed. I mean, Google Maps is good, but Google Street View actually gives you a better view and a better image. Use that. And you know, if you gotta take an extra half hour, 45 minutes just to plan everything, just do it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't plan anything right, and you just go by what you think you know, and you end up screwing up, then honestly, I'd rather explain my dispatcher why I made it 45 minutes late than explaining my dispatcher why I wrecked the truck. You know, another thing, it doesn't, you know, a lot of you guys will still make mistakes, but you know what? Don't feel bad. This is how we all learn. You know, what can I do not to make any mistakes so I could be a good driver? Listen, it doesn't matter what I tell you. It doesn't matter what all the videos tells you. Mistakes will be done, and that is how we're going to learn. Now, having a knowledge of what to expect out there, it's pretty good, because because you already have an idea. Oh wait, I was watching that video. The guy was talking about this, whatever. So you kind of have an understanding. But as you start driving along, getting more experience, you're gonna see a lot of things that I'm not gonna be able to cover in this video. But hopefully soon I will be able to actually make videos directly from my truck. I'm not too sure if that's going to happen, but if it does, it will be even better. I will be able to explain better things and, you know, more detailed. But for now, this is it. Like I said, always know the weight of your truck, know the way your truck is loaded, and pretty much the height is always going to be the same. 13.6, a 53-footer trailer with a sleeper berth, it's going to be about the same measurement. The only thing that's going to make a lot of difference is where your tandems are located in the trailer, if you guys are driving trailers. If you guys are driving containers, pier work, ship, overseas or whatever, then there's no way of moving the tandems unless you have a 53-footer chassis. And that's the only way. But when you drive containers and chassis, then there's no way of moving the tandem, so your wheels are always going to be to the back. But to those white van drivers, just know that depending on where the tandems are located at on the trailer, then that's pretty much going to give you a better turning up, you know, or if it's going to give you a worse turning radius. So just keep an eye on that as well. You know, the closer you have into your truck, you know, the quicker the wheels are going to get through. But just know that the longer the swing you're going to have in the back, and the more the tandems are located to the rear of the trailer, you know, then the longer it's gonna take you to make that turn. That's all, you know, that's all the difference that I can think of. As an experienced driver, I've driven 20-footer containers, I've driven 53-footer trailers, 40-foot containers, 45, 48, and I've done a couple of tanks here and there. I don't do that for a living, but like I said, I have somewhat of experience on a lot of things. The only things I haven't done is doubles and triples. My boy Foster, he's dealt with that, so, but he's nowhere near me right now. My boy Alex as well, he's also, you know, deal with this. So this will be pretty much the drivers, you know, to ask more about the doubles and triples deal. I will only tell you what I know, and you know what I think that I could cover to make your, you know, to make your day a little better, your journey, or even, you know, your career as a truck driver. So this completes my video. I appreciate you guys for watching, and you know, always keep it safe. You know, if you guys are gonna do something, make sure you do it right, and make sure you only do it once. If you do it in a hurry, you're gonna have to keep repeating the process till you get it right. So, like I'm always saying, do it right, do it once. Don't forget to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, ask, and I'll be happy to answer them. And or any concerns, any comments, just let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.